What's going on, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and today I'm bringing you a live duel, and this is the finals from our trophy tournament that we hosted, and this was to prepare for Nats. And in the finals, it ended up being myself playing Vanquish Soul versus Gren, Maju, Kaiju, OTK, which to this point is EXO throughout the whole tournament. So this is a really fun matchup. Obviously something that you're not used to seeing. And that goes to show you how powerful spells are right now. So with all that being said, let's dive into our our finals actually. And please consider subscribing, helping us get to 4,000 subs. We were trying to do that before Nationals, so this was to prepare for Nationals. So drop a comment down below if you enjoy this kind of content as well. So with all that, let's prepare for the finals of our trophy tournament featuring Gren, Maju, Kaiju, OTK versus Vanquish Soul.
House of Cards
TCG.
Alright, diving into our finals game 1, we are going to see the Gren, Maju, Kaiju, OTK on the left, and we're going to go ahead and see myself on the right. This is the finals of a trophy tournament that we hosted, so obviously this is for the prize for about $100, so we're playing for fun obviously. But let's see what ends up happening here. We go 5 cards. I think that I accidentally picked up an extra card, and so I was just showing them that it was 5 cards. I put it right back. We do see Rhoda in my hand though, so that is a good start for us obviously. And let's see how we end up doing. So we are going to go ahead and start with a Rhoda. Rhoda should be able to go ahead and grab the Raisin. Obviously, good start for a Vanquish Soul player. And then we're going to go ahead and, what I imagine is normal summon Raisin. Do normal summon Raisin. Raisin effect is then going to go ahead and add. That is going to go ahead and grab a Caesar. Kind of a tell that we already have Mad Love and Borger in our hand. So that just kind of gives 3 none cards. We're going to go ahead and link this off for a Rocket the Vanquisher. We activate Rocket the Vanquisher effect. That should special summon out a Mad Love from our hand. Mad Love effect is then going to go ahead and activate. That is going to go ahead and search out a Continue. And he is reading Continue. And then we're going to go ahead and summon Burger by bouncing back the Mad Love to our hand. Although, actually, I see a lot of spells in our hand. So, it's potential that we don't have Burger, but I don't know why we wouldn't search Burger. Oh, we actually go Caesar effect, bounce Mad Love back to our hand. And then we go Stake Your Soul, reveal the Mad Love. And then that's going to go ahead and special out the Heavy Burger. And then we get the Heavy Burger effect. That might have been a little... I don't know. I'd have to think about that play back. So we already had Mad Love in hand. I guess we still get the same result, but we're going to go ahead and set 2. And pass. And then I think he's just reading our cards. End phase, Stake Your Soul would bounce the Burger back to hand. I don't know if that's what they're reading. Yep. So the 2 set, we know that one is Continue. It's possible that the other one was Dust Devil. I think that we did see that we had that. So we are going to go ahead and see a draw here. I think this is the first time maybe seeing Vanquish Soul. He did read quite a bit of my cards. This was a great matchup though. Oh, also, please go check out Johnny's Pizza in Ocean City, Maryland, where our hunter on the left hosts tournaments. You can be right by the beach side, and you can go ahead and play in some tournaments, eat some pizza right down in Ocean City, Maryland, not too far from us. We obviously are on the East Coast, so it's not too far. So if you're down in the Ocean City, Maryland, look up Johnny's Pizza, where Hunter does host Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. So I want to make sure to shout him out. If Johnny wants to comment down below and comment down his Facebook page or something like that, feel free. More than welcome. So obviously he is reading the cards, making sure that, you know, time is of the essence. That's all I'm going to say, right? So let's see what he decides to do here. It looks like he's holding a Kaiju. Just Kaiju off the Rocket the Vanquisher, right? Alright, just get rid of the Caesar. It's not a bad call either. So he goes ahead and special summons out the Gadarla. He puts it in the other link zone. And then he goes ahead and specials out a Fenrir. Fenrir is a good card. Level 7 versus 8. If this card was level 8, could you imagine OTK with Kashtira stuff? Like, being having access to Dragublion and Numeron Dragon, it would just be insane. So we are going to go continue, go ahead and special back to Raisin. We do want to pop, get rid of Fenrir here. So we're going to go ahead and Fenrir effect. We're going to reveal a Fire and a Dark, and we're going to go ahead and just pop the Fenrir before he gets the effect to add. So we're bypassing the effect to search, and we're basically passing that up, and we're just going to go ahead and use the effect to pop, because you can't do both in the same chain. It's actually written on the card. Some people miss that, where it says that you can only activate one per chain, so you can't search and pop in the same chain, so it has to be in separate chains. So if you summon it back, you can bypass the effect of search and just go ahead straight for a pop. So looks like we are just clarifying some things here, potentially. But we are going to get the effect, and that is going to go ahead and pop the Fenrir. Maybe we're just clarifying those. Maybe we're clarifying that, what I just told you guys, as far as the search versus pop goes. So we see an alpha come down next. So we played through a kaiju. Not played through, it's on our field still. But obviously we could not let this kaiju or this alpha bounce that kaiju back to hand. So the thing with alpha is alpha will bounce the kaiju back to their hand. They can summon the alpha again, and then they can kaiju your field again. So we have to Dust Devil this alpha. There's no choice as far as that goes, because you want to book it before it gets the chance to bounce that kaiju, because then the kaiju will just kaiju over your Rock of the Vanquisher or kaiju over your Raisin, and you're basically just down a card. So you deal with it by just getting rid of it with the alpha, or with the Dust Devil. We do special summon a Godarla to our field. So another level 8 obviously gets us some rank 8 plays. Let's see where he decides to go with. He is going to go with a Gizmek, so he does have access to it. I wonder if we've played through all of our interruptions. Potentially, these have higher defense than 2000, or I guess than Raisin. So dealing with our Caesar is pretty impactful too. Obviously the kaiju on it. So he's obviously looking into going for some rank 8 plays, I would imagine. Like I said, usually you see the Dragublion line here. Let's see what he decides to do. So he does go for a Dragublion. We're just reading this. I think that what I was looking to do here was possibly bouncing it, because it has 0 defense. So I was actually trying to see if I could Mad Love summon out, and if I Mad Love summon out, then I could go ahead and just bounce it back to hand. But we are going to go Heavy Burger, target the Raisin, and we're going to try to get a draw here. Maybe try to dig for a card that can deal with the OTK. And also, with the Heavy Burger up, reveal Mad Love to draw. With the Heavy Burger and the Rock of the Vanquisher, he can only attack the Godarla. That's really important in this encounter, because sometimes they think that they can attack wherever they want, but they can only attack the Godarla here, and that's because it has the highest attack, and that's what Rock of the Vanquisher says. So, you know, Hunter, this was obviously a couple weeks ago, so the cards were still fairly new. We were testing for Nats, so I'm just not getting to actually commentating over the video, but the Vanquish Soul was fairly new at this point, so he didn't realize that with Rock of the Vanquisher up and another Vanquish Soul monster on the field, he can only attack the monster with the highest attack. And so I think he does go for the Numeron Dragon here, but then he wants to attack the Rock of the Vanquisher. But then I had explained to him that you actually can't attack the Rock of the Vanquisher as long as you have a Vanquish Soul monster. You actually have to attack the Godarla here. So he does, in fact, go for the Numeron Dragon, attaching, it looks like a Hope Harbinger to it. Actually, that's the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, I believe it is. Neo Galaxy Photon Dragon. That card can attack up to a number of XYZs on the field or something like that. It's kind of crazy. So he goes Numeron Dragon. We are going to go ahead and activate the effect of Rock of the Vanquisher. I think that what we're trying to do is actually get a play. We're able to bounce the Dragublion or bounce the Numeron Dragon back into his extra deck, which would be incredible, because then he couldn't attack. But I think that we're missing the Earth, and that is our problem here, because Rock of the Vanquisher can only add back to hand from grave or special summon. It can't do both in the same turn. So, in looking here at what we're going to do, let's see, big thinking, obviously. He is going to go, we're actually choosing not to use any effect, so he goes Numeron Dragon effect, and I'm explaining to him that same thing, that you can only attack the Godarla. So he does battle into the Godarla, and I think it's at 9,000 attack, so I do take quite a bit here. I think I take about 6,500. Let's see if my math is right. Okay, I'm pretty close there. 6,300, which is still a good chunk. But unfortunately, with a Grand Maju OTK, once you've kind of gone past your turn, you're really left with no resources. So here we can just go ahead and normal summon out the Raisin. Raisin can probably grab another Caesar, that's what I was thinking. And then we could just activate the effect of Raisin to pop the Alpha here. Let's see if that's what we decide to do. Oh, I guess we're rocking the Vanquisher, summoning at main phase 2. And then in passing, we're going to draw for turn. So we are going to go Burger effect. Burger's going to go ahead and reveal the Mad Lab draw. And then we go Raisin effect. And we're going to go Raisin, reveal the Dark and the Fire. That's going to go ahead and pop the Alpha here. And Hunter looks a little worried. He's grabbing his head here. He kind of might know that it's over. Let's see what happens. We go with a normal summon of a Mad Love. Mad Love effect is then going to go ahead and activate. And we're going to go ahead and reveal a Dark and an Earth. That's going to put the Numeron Dragon back into the extra deck, getting rid of another monster. Probably could have just battled into it, to be honest, because I think that it loses its attack at the end of its turn. Then we go Caesar. Caesar's going to go ahead and reveal 3 Dark, Fire, and an Earth. And that's going to go ahead and pop the Numeron Dragon, or the Dragublion, I apologize. And now we switch that to attack, and I think this is 55 plus the 18 from Raisin, close to game. And we go Rocket the Vanquisher, summon out the Raisin, and then we get Raisin effect. Or I guess it could be a normal summon. If we either way, Rocket the Vanquisher summon or normal summon. But that's gonna go ahead and grab a Pluton here, ironically enough, and we go attack here. So we have 25, 3,000, 18, and 18. That's going to be game with Vanquish Soul actually OTKing the Kaiju Gren Maju OTK deck. So now it's a matter of, do they make me go first or second? And what do we look to do here? So moving on into game number 2 of our finals match. Alright, heading into our second game of our finals match of our trophy tournament. And if you get a chance, please consider subscribing if you enjoy content like this. Obviously, being able to see decks like Gren Maju OTK, pretty great. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, let me know down below. If there's anything I can do better to improve this quality, also comment, give us some suggestions. I would love to improve this because I do enjoy commentating over feature matches like this. So let's see if our Gren Maju player decides to make us go first. And it appears that he may have chosen for us to go first. So even after, you know, the misplay there of the Numeron Dragublion, we still see Raisin here. So Raisin is going to be in our deck. We're going to go ahead and act, or not in our deck, in our hand. And we go ahead and grab Heavy Burger. We're going to go Stake Your Soul, reveal the Heavy Burger. That's going to go ahead and bring out Mad Love. And then we go Mad Love effect, probably grabbing ourselves out the Dust Devil again. And let's see if that resolves. Oh, I think I see a Dimensional Barrier in our hand. And it appears to be a Dimensional Barrier. You know, that's really good against an OTK deck that relies on those rank 8s. So here we're going to go ahead and grab Continue. I think we probably grab Continue here because we know we have the D Barrier, if I had to imagine. So now we probably go link off the Raisin for Rocket the Vanquisher. And now we can go ahead and Rocket the Vanquisher, add back the Raisin, Burger, bounce the Mad Love up to our hand, and then Burger get a draw. So, looks like we're going to go ahead and go Pot of Prosperity first. Maybe instead of doing the Burger draw, we want to dig for 6 cards, which I can understand. So we see Ash, Nib, Pluton, Imperm, Caesar, and another Imperm. All really good cards, honestly. Caesar's really good. Imperm's really good here. Pluton, if we need a fire, maybe, but that obviously can be searched off of Continue when we bring back Raisin if we needed a fire. And Ash also does the same justice. So I think when I was sitting here, I remember saying to myself, I think I'm going to get crushed by an interrupted Kaiju Slumber, so I have to grab Ash here. Even though I wanted to grab Caesar, for something told me that an interrupted Kaiju Slumber was coming my way, and I needed an Ash. Because if you didn't know, you can Ash an interrupted Kaiju Slumber because it special summons from the deck. Alright, so we set 3, we pass our turn. Deciding not to bring out Burger, we should have brought out Burger so we could draw in the draw phase. That's probably a misplay, but again, this was early on when I was still testing the deck. We were still learning how to play the deck. But even we probably should have summoned Burger. Harpy's Feather Duster. So we're going to chain Continue, targeting our Raisin, and we're going to chain Dimensional Barrier, calling XYZ. So he does hit us with the Harpy's Feather Duster here, really good. And Trap Trick being the other card, obviously we could have Trap Tricked into a Dimensional Barrier. We do get to special summon out the Raisin, and we will activate Raisin's effect. And let's see what attribute that we need here. We do grab a Caesar, So grabbing ourselves the Earth. And again, probably should have had Burger set up by now. Product Desires, he's going to go ahead and banish 10. I mean, it's a good thing we grabbed that Ash, obviously. Going to get the Desires met with an Ash. This is a great for us because it's a -1, 1-for-1 trade that y'all do all day. We do go Burger Effect, bouncing the Mad Love, and then we are going to go Burger Effect here. Again, something that we could have prevented if we would have set up the Burger at the main phase 2 of our turn, but I mean, it's fine. It's okay. So that does bring out the Burger. Dimensional Barrier has been called. That's also something else to think about. So he is locked out of being able to go into his XYZ summons. I do see what appears to be a Gamecill. And he is going to go ahead and get Darla over the Raisin here. So deciding to Gamecill the Raisin, which is fine. I mean, Rock of the Vanquisher is still a card. And then there it is. I just had that feeling that he had that in his hand. I knew that I was going to see it. And unfortunately, I had to Ash the Desires. There's no way that you don't Ash the Desires, right? So we're going to chain Rock. Rock's going to add back Raisin here. And he's going to go ahead and wipe the floor, be able to special summon 2. But he can't OTK. So we are preventing him from being able to OTK by locking him out with the Dimensional Barrier, which is very useful for us. But something told me that that Interrupted Kaiju Slumber was coming. So he summons Doggerin to his field and Gamecill to my field. Let's see what his other 2 cards are in hand. He's going to have to go to battle phase, and he's going to go ahead and attack into our Gamecill. Again, maybe because with the Dimensional Barrier, but he is going to have to pass. And I think it's really bad for him because we obviously have full setup. So we are going to go ahead and normal summon Raisin in the middle zone. And we're going to activate the effect to search. Probably grabbing ourselves a p.u.n.k here. I guess we have another Raisin in hand. So no need to go for p.u.n.k here. We can really go for any attribute. So we do go for a Heavy Burger, grabbing ourselves that one. Then we're going to activate the effect, revealing Heavy Burger and revealing Raisin to pop the Doggerin. And now we just have to clean up and kind of go for game here. So let's see if we're able to do that. I can't tell what's in his hand. I think I see a Kaiju and maybe something else. But we go Rock of the Vanquisher, linking off the Raisin for Rock of the Vanquisher. And let's see, thinking about our plays here, we're going to go Rock of the Vanquisher, special summon out the Mad Love. Mad Love this time is probably going to grab itself a Dust Devil, which is really good right now because our opponent is down to 2 cards in hand. So that's going to deal with one of his cards because we don't want them to go for a rank 8. That's ideally what we're trying to prevent them from doing. So we go Heavy Burger, bounce the Mad Love back to hand, and then Heavy Burger obviously can get the effect to draw. Or we might actually burn. Let's see what we decide to do. We do have Caesar and we do have a Dark. We are going to choose the draw here. Maybe try to dig for another Ash. Ash would be really good. I am going to go ahead and special out the Pantera. Then we're going to go ahead and bounce the Pantera back to hand to special summon out the Caesar. And then we're going to go ahead and battle phase. We're going to attack for 3,000 with the Caesar, 25 with the Burger. And if we would have just burned for game, we would have had game. So we instead of drawing off our Burger, we could have burned for 15 and then standby phase of the next turn burned. And we probably could have prevented any of this turn from happening. But again, those are things that you realize after the fact. We do get Burger effect to draw here. Again, choosing to draw over burn. He's going to go ahead and banish the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. That's going to go ahead and add a Kaiju. I did forget about the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber being able to add a Kaiju next turn. That is pretty impressive and important because that adds another card to the hand and obviously can give him another level 8 on the field if he already has another Kaiju in his hand. So we know that Gdarla is in hand. Let's see what he decides to go for. I just realized that my air conditioner kicked on, so I apologize for that humming that you might hear. Usually I kick it off when I do some recording, but I just realized that it's late. It's like 2 in the morning. I'm leaving for Nats in the morning, and I just need to rock this video out before I leave for Nats, so I'm finishing this video and heading to bed, and I forgot to kick my air off, so I apologize for the humming that you might hear. So he's obviously looking at the cards. I'm just so excited for Nats. I can't wait. I'm hoping to top this Nats, and let's see what we do here. So he's gonna Gamma Sail over our Caesar here. He's deciding to put the Gamma Sail right there. Maybe going for an Anima play, possibly. Could that possibly be why? We do go Rocket the Vanquisher, add back our Caesar. And he's looking through the graveyard here, trying to figure out his lines. Oh, is that a Monster Reborn? Spicy. So that does give him access to another level 8. Obviously, that's really good for him. But I think we have enough to play through his interruptions, right? So we have a Dust Devil that's going to book one. And then, yeah, we're instantly going to go ahead and book the Godarla here. And then we know that he has 2 cards left in hand. We're just, again, whole point right now is preventing him from being able to go into a rank 8. And I think we could still summon Caesar. Caesar pop, because we have Pantera, Raisin, and Mad Love. So Caesar's just going to be able to pop and deal with the other card in hand. And then if he has one other card on the field, that's fine, as long as he doesn't have 2 to go into a rank 8. Like I said, is really what we're trying to prevent here. So he's looking through his plays. He's looking through the graveyard again. You know, Hunter would really play well into time, I'm just saying. You can see me cross-armed now, just waiting. Waiting for a move to be made here. So we do summon out another Kaiju. And then we just instantly go Caesar, bounce the burger back to hand, summon the Caesar. Then we activate the Caesar effect, revealing 3, and just popping it to deal with it. So he has 1 card left in hand. That card is not going to be able to get him into a rank 8 play. So he does drop the Monster Reborn. Does decide to special summon out the Kaiju, the big Kaiju. I think it's got like 3,300 attack. And he's going to go ahead and battle into our Caesar. And that's going to hit over it. Let's see how much damage we take. I think it's got 300. Yeah, so 3,300 attack. It's a pretty big guy, but unfortunately we draw for turn, and we know we have full engine set up. So all we have to do is just normal summon Raisin. Raisin effect is going to go ahead and activate. We can go ahead and add a card from our deck to our hand. Here we're going to go ahead and grab a copy of Caesar. We activate the effect, revealing a dark and revealing a fire. Ooh, maybe we forgot to grab a fire. So we rock the Vanquisher, add back a fire here. Now we activate the effect, revealing a fire in a dark. We pop that card. We know that the booked is a Godarla. We do Caesar effect. It's going to go ahead and pop that. And I think from here we can just swing in for a game. We normal summon Raisin, and yeah, that's it. We are going to take it. So Vanquish Soul with hand traps is going to actually win this trophy tournament, going X1 overall in 6 rounds. It was a fun tournament. Great job, Hunter. You played very well. I was a little nervous for your OTK package going second there, but it was overall a great tournament. You could check out our past rounds and our live duels playlist. So if you go to our playlist, live duels, you can check out other rounds that we did. It was a really fun tournament. So go ahead and check out Johnny's Pizza in Ocean City, Maryland, if you're interested in playing some Yu-Gi-Oh down in Ocean City while you're on vacation, or if you live down that way. But with all that, I do end up taking the trophy tournament, so I do have to shout myself out for that one. Prepared hard for it with Vanquish Soul, so can't wait to see what we do in Nats. And with all that, I'm heading to bed, and I'm getting prepared for Nats as I leave tomorrow. So this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.